I also believe that vegetables may become illegal. And I'll tell you why. We're going to make meat illegal. For some reason, animals have rights. Animals, there are more vegans and more vegetarians in the world, and we're becoming more interested in what food that we eat in certain strata, in certain lifestyle strata people. Yeah, what we're going to do is we're going to try and ban meat, and Bill Gates is on there, and we're going to grow it in a laboratory. The reason we're banning meat is because we're taking a sentient life away. It comes down to, we can't grow animals and then kill them for our benefit. But if you're an animist, if you believe that AI is alive, then you can also believe that a vegetable is alive. And a vegetable is actually alive, and eating it, we might actually be hurting another entity or sentient entity, right? So you can say at the moment, okay, this guy's crazy, but look where woke has got us. 5 years ago, 10 years ago, 20 years ago, you would have never have thought that we'd be having conversations about what we do today, which the woke world has brought in. So if you follow the logic of where we're going and you make some projections, the projection's going to be, well, if we're banning all the bad food, and we're banning food, and we're banning sacred plants, and we're banning things that may be alive, and we're going to have to treat AI better, and we're going to bring robots' rights in, and we're going to give animal rights, then you can also give vegetable rights. You're giving trees rights, you're giving country rights, you're giving countrysides rights, you're giving rivers rights, you're giving fields rights, mountains rights. There's law coming in to protect all of those things. So why can't you give plants rights? Why can't you give vegetables rights? And with AI, if you merge a human and a plant together, because they're going to merge humans and animals together, but if you start merging humans and plants together, then if that plant has a human essence, then maybe it's alive, even if it looks like a plant. How much of a human needs to be in a plant before it's alive? How much plant needs to be in a human before it's alive? And these are questions, these are things which are going to happen. These are things which are happening now. And my feeling is that they'll try to take the food out of nature and they'll try to grow it in laboratories. And the reason they want to create this slurry or sludge is so that we get the nutrition that we want, or our body wants, or they tell us that we need. However, there's something called biophotons, and biophotons grow in nature. Biophotons come from light and they are alive. When you eat a plant, you are eating life. You are eating something on an energetical level. When animals eat plants and we eat the animal, we're eating, I think, 10% of those biophotons. In the plants, they get, 40, 50, 80, 100%. When you get the animal gives you biophotons as well. That's the life that comes from the food. That's why when food becomes old, it starts to lose the biophotons. When you freeze it, it starts to lose the biophotons. It ceases to have that freshness and that life, that vitality that we need in order to imbue our body with. And so it's my feeling that when you start to look at aliens or greys or something like that, some people have posited that these guys are like people from the future, or they're in a parallel universe and they've come over, but they were once human and now they're a bit lost and now they live in space. But if you look at all the projections, we're going to Mars. In Mars, you're not going to be able to live in Mars as a human. You're going to have to live in a dome, or you're going to have to live underground. If you live underground, it's going to be dark. You need to change your eyes in order to cope with the dark. You're going to have to change your body to cope with the gravity. If you live in underwater, or you live in the air, or you live in space, you've got all sorts of biological problems. So you have to change the genetics of your body to suit where you live. And if you don't have access to plants, then you've got to grow food. And what's that food going to be? That food's going to be something that the body needs. And I can see, if I look at the projections and I can look and see where we're going, it seems almost as if they want to change the human. They want to change us into something other than what we are. And in order to sustain that thing, you're going to have to give it a food. And that food is something that's going to be grown in laboratories. And what I'm seeing at the moment is all our food is moving to laboratory food. And what I'm saying is that even if you have food or you have water, you can see that it's got minerals and sustenance in it, but it's the energetical stuff that you can't see that has to be in the food that also is part of making humans. And it's the the energetical biophotons that are so important that we're going to lose. It's the same as water. If you look at water has two properties. It's got its energetical property and it's got its physical property. Now, that was something that some Japanese guy at a university in Japan said, but it's also something that the shamans and the people and the indigenous people in the rainforest have been saying for 40,000 years as well. It's not a fad that's come along and I'm jumping on it because I've read a paper and everyone else is saying it. It's actually something that the people from the Amazon are saying. They look at the water that comes in jars or glasses or plastic bottles and from supermarket, and they say the water is dead. It's dead water. The water they drink is from the ground, is from rivers, is from springs. They don't drink rainwater anymore because they say it's polluted. So the best water they're saying is spring water. Thank you very much.